That's it, I'm recording. And I can see how much power I've got, and I can see how much space I've got on the SIM card, or the data card, whatever they call it, the SD card. Looks like quite a bit, which means I can talk for quite a bit. Anyway, you know something, this Me Too kind of, I can't call it a movement. All I know is I'm part of the move to do it, or the desire to do it, which is to basically build a channel around me and my thoughts and my ideas, like everybody else is doing. Like, it's a Me Too thing, isn't it? You know, I'm no difference, but all I can see is people doing it, and I'm not. But I'm trying, and I keep making videos, and what I've realised is that it's quite involved, isn't it? It's not easy. You see, all you're seeing is the end results, and you're thinking, "Oh, easy, I can do that." But when it comes down to it, you've got so many things to think about, from the recording of the conversation right through to editing it and uploading it and complying with all the rules and the regulations, and then developing the channel and the amount of time that goes into it. All respect to you. You know, if you've got there and you've created those wonderful mini channels that can hold your attention for hours, or I'll put it all out to you. It's amazing, really, because I'm so far away from it, I'm telling you. But I'm trying. I'm having a go. And sometimes I have things to talk about, and other times I end up preambling a lot. I'm very guilty of it. Guilty. Can't help it. It's the way I am. But I've got some useful things to think about, to talk about, rather, because they're not useful. The solutions are useful, I think. The problems are unique to me, but then it might not be. So there might be other people out there having a similar journey. But I'm talking really to the resellers, because I seem to see more videos around reselling than I do around sellers like me, because I'm not a reseller. Although I want to leverage the reselling approach to making a few quid. I want the money. Why not? I want a bit. It's not easy. I know. I can see it's not easy, because I've been trying for some time. I've been trying for quite a while to actually get my arse into gear. But I mean, I've got a second eBay channel, eBay store, which hardly does anything. I just keep it alive. But I'm kind of close to. Not far. The days are. It's not far up. You bloody liar. You've been at it. You've been dreaming about it for years. You think every 5 minutes you think you're going to get there. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but this is my challenge. And what I've been thinking about today is the difficulties that I have that resellers don't have, or at least we have similar outcomes to the same activity. So we have a listing process, but the difference with my listings compared to somebody who's listing something that they've bought as a one-off, a relative one-off, and they're selling it and listing it, the price paid doesn't change. The effort required to list that item doesn't really change from listing to listing, because it's just a photograph and some text and words and put it up there, and that's it. With my listings, they might have like 30 or 40 different colours, and they might have about 10 or 15 different sizes, and all the prices have to be worked out for each and every individual option within that variation listing, and they can take 3-4 hours to create. It's not a 15-minute job. So I have to be selective about what I do. And then when I create such a listing, right, so the reason why I do this, I adopted this approach, is my approach is higher volume and lower margins. But once I've created a listing, it's about managing the stock, because everything that I list is replenishable. I can go back to the warehouse and buy it again. And that's why I sacrifice, we all do who play this kind of eBay selling game. We have to manage the listing and make sure that there's always stock in place, provided as long as there's a supply of it at the right price, and there's a demand, obviously, we'll just keep maintaining it. Whilst you might have like 150 options available on one listing, you might just keep consistently selling one size and one colour, but you wouldn't know that unless you've got all the options and available to your customers, because they kind of gravitate to that listing and stick at it. There's a stickability with that listing. I've got customers that I keep coming buying from the same listing for several years, and I've still got to box clever at it. I've got to work it out. So I've got so many different ways I can cut my listings, because the stock that I've got is available to sell through many different channels and many different approaches. You know, there's different variations that I can do. I sell the products that I buy, and I've got 1,200 of those types of listings at the moment. So they all require maintaining. So I spend most of my time sending out items that are sold and replenishing the listings, maintaining the listings that I've created. A bit like how a farmer would farm a field, you know. Each listing that I create is like a field. I've got 120 fields, and each one of them is like it's got a seed, it's got a plant, or it's an investment. It represents an investment, a slice of investment, because I've actually got the stock to back up the sale that could happen in any one of those eventualities. So, for instance, if there's 10 colours and 10 sizes, then there's 100 options, and I've got one product for a colour for each one of those sizes and options. 44 of them, for instance, in my zips, because I sell zips. That's one of the products I sell. It's just one listing. I could make about another 10 or 20 listings just from that one product. As it happens at the moment, I've probably got about 10 or 15 listings made up, but I could do about another 20. But anyway, the point is that that listing that I've created requires maintenance, and as time goes by, the prices of the product go up. So stock that I bought 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago that I'm still holding is now worth 10 or 15 or 20% more, because just by virtue of the stock, I've been a stockholder. So when I come to sell at the up-to-date recent prices, I'm making a lot more profit. It's a side of the game that I play that you don't really see, because it's a very slow game, you know. But what I'm more interested in is buying the best price I can for replenishable stock and selling it at the best price I can get. You know, that's the way. That's what I'm really after. But there is but anyway, you have to maintain this stock, and I've got about 1,200 of these listings that require my maintenance, and I'm always behind. And yet, so this is why I've stepped into the reselling side of things by acquiring stuff through different avenues, and that's all I seem to have done, is just acquire the stuff. I've just bought it. It's like it's almost as if I know that one day I'm going to get my act together, and I'm going to spend a day or a weekend listing it all, getting it all on, and dealing with the outcome. I reckon I've probably got about 2 days worth of listing, maybe about 60 items, maybe, I don't know. But and behind that, I've got an awful lot of personal stuff that I want to sell. Like the more I look, the more I realise I've just collect rubbish. So it's not good. It's not rubbish. It's good quality rubbish. It's the best kind of rubbish you can get. It's the best rubbish you can get. Come over here for your rubbish. I've got great quality rubbish. Anyway, the thing is, I've got good quality rubbish, and I want to because I see a bigger profit margin in reselling. If I was going to start all over again, really now after say 12 years of selling on eBay, and because I went down this route from the very beginning. I had this vision before I even started it, how it should be, and I built exactly what I saw in my mind. It was basically an online haberdashery shop, you know. I used to sell haberdashery face to face, but in this case just online, you know, in the marketplaces on my own shop, and I've acquired some experiences which are very different to how reselling. Some things definitely converge, but what I see is a lot of one-offs with, and I've started to notice. I've been following it. Obviously, what's his name? Nick and Andrew, I follow them, the Brum Reseller, because he's from the same town as me. I've spoken to him a couple of times online. And then there's George Ross, I think his name's George Ross, Retro Reseller, and one or two others that have come up recently. But and the girl in Australia, what's her name, back from Burnout, lovely girl. And you know, we all probably just have a little mooch around YouTube, watching it in the background, don't we? We become like YouTube. In that niche that we're in, the eBay space, we're all there looking at each other, like looking into your kitchen window, see what's he doing. Because you know, when I first started, one of the first thoughts I had when I sat in my spare bedroom within the first 2 or 3 days, in actual fact, I got a recording of myself talking into an iPad as well, because that was a new experience. Before that, I never really used to record myself, but sitting at the desk, I would try and capture my thoughts as they were happening, because my mind was on fire. And what I realised was that up and down the country, in every road, there might be 2 or 3 eBayers. Do you know what I mean? The whole nation. I mean, if we were a nation of shopkeepers in the past, why can't we be a nation of shopkeepers on eBay? Do you know what I mean? And indeed, when I look through Europe and see what's going on over there, I think over here we're killing it. Do you know what I mean? I think we really use it. We're a lucrative market in many, many ways. And, you know, there's a lot of people who are doing what we're doing. You know, there's still an awful lot of people that aren't doing anything like what we're doing. There's a massive market of basically helping and assisting and educating. And, you know, there's a big piece there to help people who would like to do what we do. They dream about it, for sure. And of course, we know that it's not as plain sailing, but many of us wouldn't exchange what we do for what they're doing.